So this lesson right here, this is one of the biggest lessons I would say that I've learned in intentionally dating. Hello beautiful people, thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. I am Darla and you are tuned into The 30 Journey. Here we're on a faith and fulfilled journey through our 30s, and I'm so happy you decided to join me for this video today. So in this video we are talking about being 30 and up and intentionally dating. Intentionally dating is something that a lot of us who are single in our 30s and up are thinking about. It is wonderful to be in this season of life and be so content, but it's also important to make sure that I am open to what God has for me. The reason why this video is so special to me is because I really was not thinking so much about companionship and, you know, relationships and different things like that. And one night God was just like, what do you want your husband to be like? Like, what do you want in a potential mate? And I'm like, Lord, I'm ready to go to bed. Like, I don't want to think about this right now. This is not what I'm trying to do, fam. It was so funny how it happened. And as I was journaling and as I was writing, I was like, this almost is going into like an outline for a video like I might do or something, and it literally turned into that. And that is what I am giving to you guys straight from my journal and straight from my thoughts and my time with God. So I hope this video really truly blesses you guys, because I believe it really will, because it definitely blessed me. So if you are interested, please keep on watching. One of the first things that I journaled was to always be honest. When it comes to being honest and being on this journey of intentionally dating, it is very important that you stay honest and truthful in what it is that you are saying. One thing that always has to line up is your words and your actions. I don't care who you are. I mentioned to you guys in my very first video this year is to not only state what it is that you're doing, but to live up to and make sure you are executing on the things that you say that you're going to do. And the same applies for dating. That was a hard lesson that I had to learn for myself, because as much as I wanted to believe a lot of things that people were telling me, I knew the action showed something different. It's important that you call people out on those things. And it's not so much of being like a gotcha moment, but really holding people accountable to what they say that they're doing. In dating, one of the things that women complain about all the time when it comes to men is consistency. Don't come off showing me one thing one day and showing me something else another. I want to make sure that your words definitely meet your actions and you're being consistent with that. Be an honest person. Be a person whose actions meet their words. Because when you do that, that's when you start attracting partners that are actually exuding the same things as well. Another lesson that I journaled that God revealed to me is to let a man take you out. Let him spoil you. Let him court you. Let him. I feel like the men are going to check out about now. This is a big lesson for me, because there was one time where I would not allow a lot of people to do things for me. Like, I was just so independent where it was hard for me to really just allow myself to be courted and spoiled and different things like that. And of course I would allow a man to be a man, but I would always feel like I would have to step in, even when just dating. And that is not the case now. Granted, I am still very much independent in being able to provide for myself and do for myself, and no one is hard up for a $50 meal, sir. Men always like to talk about how women decide and agree to men's requests to take them out just for a free meal, knowing that they don't like the man or whatever. As a very grown woman over here, that has never been the case for me. I have never been that hard up for a meal. And I know plenty of women that have never been that hard up for a meal. Me and my time and my energy is more important than you spending $50, $60 on a meal, sir. It is not that deep at all. And I know that there are women who do this, so I'm not gonna act like there aren't women that don't do that. However, when you're dealing with a grown woman, you'll know it when you see it. So you'll know if this woman just wants to eat or if she wants to actually engage and spend time with you. At the end of the day, God revealed something else to me as well, that I don't owe anyone anything. If you request to take me out and take me to dinner, sir, the only thing that I'm required to give you is my time and my energy at that time. And another thing I noticed as well is that men who are where they need to be or where they want to be financially do not have an issue with courting and taking out a woman and paying for everything. I'm just saying, no man I've ever dated that is in a space where he is able to provide for himself and do well for himself and his family or future family is not worried about dinner or whatever it is he decides that he wants to engage in with you. And that's just me being real. That's just my experience. Honestly, I've never really had an issue with anybody like trying to make me pay or something like that. I don't know what I would do. I really don't. Oh gosh, I'm just not even gonna go there. But like I said, it was revealed to me that it is an even exchange. I read a meme that says honesty saves everyone's time, and it does. Okay, so another lesson that I journaled during that time was to never settle. Be open to guys showing you that what is for you is for you. Do not settle on a level where you know in the end you're going to end up regretting it. I know that there were plenty of times for me where I saw signs and I chose to ignore them for whatever reason. And I think that happens a lot for a lot of men and women when intentionally dating, because they're like, well, he has so many other great qualities and this is only this and this is only that. And then come to find out that thing that is just only this or that thing that's just only that is a thing that honestly gets under your skin and you can't really deal with. One thing that I always say is do not force a feeling. I always talk about how I don't like to force things. Like, I just don't. And if I feel like I'm forcing something, then something about it isn't right. And you have to be honest with yourself and figure out, is it you or is it whatever is going on with the other person? Like, be honest with yourself enough to figure out if it's some issue that you have within yourself, if it's some insecurity that's seeping through, that's making it look like it's this person when it's really you. And it's important to understand the difference between that, because that's not really you settling, that's you not dealing with your crap. So really take the time to gauge that when dating and really learn the difference between settling and compromising. So another thing that I journal, and that was a big lesson for me, is to really know what you want. If you're going to buy something, let's just say a car, and you know what you want in your car, right? Like things you won't compromise on, things that you really want, things that are very important for this car to have. It is important for you to have this already in your mind before going to buy that car. Because then you'll start figuring out, oh, well, this one has this, or this one has that, or that one doesn't. Oh, I don't know. And you find yourself in a place where you're confused and you don't know which way to go. You don't know what choice to make. And I think that was why God put it on my heart to do my list again. It was challenging me. What do you really want? And to not only just write the list, but to be very honest on this list. And now truly knowing exactly what it is that I want, knowing that some things can definitely look a little bit different, be a little bit different, and things like that. And God will definitely reveal to you if it's something that you should be compromising on, that you should really take the time to really appreciate about a person, even though those differences or those things don't really line up with your list, but to have those things already set so you'll know it when you see it. And that was a very important lesson for me, because you're speaking to someone who has their moments of extreme indecisiveness. So that was a beautiful blessing from God, for him to just kind of be like, you need to know exactly what you want. So when you see, you know, that's it. That's it. Might not be the model, might not be the brand. I'm using the car reference again, but understand that it has everything that you want. And this is truly what is best for you. Okay. So this lesson right here, this is one of the biggest lessons I would say that I've learned in intentionally dating. And that is, always ask the hard questions first. Okay, today, right now, if you know that you have questions about someone that you need answers to, it's time to have a conversation. Ask the hard questions, fam. Stop tiptoeing around.
Tiptoeing in my Jordan.
The questions that you know you need answers to. So if you are unsure on how to ask these questions, for one, I would always suggest praying and going to God, asking him how to lead you to ask these questions, but to make sure that you ask these questions. Because girl, when I tell you, I'm just like, I knew I should have asked this man. Lord knows people only give you information that they want to give you, and you really need to put your big girl drawers on and ask the hard questions. That was one of, if not the biggest lesson that I learned in dating, is to ask those questions as they start arising. Ask, okay? Ask, okay? Granted, you can't gauge whether or not they'll be honest when you ask them, which is why I like to blindside people. But understand that regardless to what, you need to make sure you are asking these important questions sooner than later, because later's gonna come. And later's gonna come smack you right in the face. Okay, so I have a bonus lesson, and this is a good one as well, especially for my ladies. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. Hold up, wait. So here's what I mean. Dating and identifying as a Christian can be very, very complicated, because a lot of people like to think just because you're dating multiple people that you're obviously doing things with those people. That's not their business, for one. And two, that does not mean that. When I say don't put all your eggs in one basket, it's just basically me saying that you're not giving your time and exclusivity just to one person unless you guys have both agreed that that's where you are. It is important to be able to communicate that with the person that you do want to be exclusive with. That way you're both on the same page and no lines of communication are blurred. And if we could all just be honest about those things, we would just make this dating experience so much better, but that is not the case. So that is why I will always say, unless that is communicated, do not put all your eggs in one basket. That was one thing that God laid on me. Date. I can't speak for your relationship with God. I can only speak for mine. And God was definitely laying on me to date. I said this before, that I have my seasons when I don't date and I have my seasons when I do. And when I am dating, 9 times out of 10, there are a couple of people. Depending on, like I said, if there is a communication of exclusivity, that may not be the message that you're getting from God, because you don't know how to act when you date multiple people. So I can't speak for you in your relationship with God. I can only speak for mine. That's why I definitely stress the importance of communicating this. I will always be the type of person that will communicate that to anyone that I am dating. If you ask me questions, I will always give you the answers to those questions. That is just my advice. You don't have to take it. These were wonderful lessons that I received during prayer time and my time with God, and I hope you guys found these helpful. I hope they really, really blessed you, and I hope your intentional dating life does not suck. For me, like I said before, like, I think I've been blessed in this area. Of course, I've had some crappy experiences, but nothing to the point where I'm just like, you know what, I'm just never gonna date again or anything like that. I think it's all in how you approach it. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you are not subscribed and you want to join the 30 Journey fam, please feel free to subscribe. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you guys are on your journey of intentionally dating, where you are on this journey, any advice you might have for the community, share with us, please. Also, my social links are below if you would like to join the journey on Instagram and Facebook. As always, guys, remember to keep God first and to stay winning spiritually. Peace.